The neat thing about YouTube is you can learn all kinds of things. You can learn how to write in Sanskrit. You can learn how to make ciabatta bread. You can learn how to redo the transmission on a 57 Chevy. But there's another thing, and we're going to learn something different today.
Damn, Z, you made this beat?
Now, who are these Punchmade guys I keep hearing about? For the last 2 weeks...
Well, let's see if he actually knows what he's talking about.
Listen up, I'm finna show y'all how to hit a bank. Just pay attention, this a quick way to jug in any state. First, you wanna get a bank log from a trusted site. Do your research because the information must be right. You gotta be on point, don't be sitting around trying to get high. Hit a big play, don't get booked for a petty-ass crime.
Now, the first thing we need to establish is wire fraud is not a petty-ass crime. In fact, wire fraud is a federal crime that can land you up to 20 years in prison. So, the stakes are actually really high.
Do they got Verizon or they work for Sprint? You gotta know that if you wanna hit this lick, you gotta call up to the company and SIM swap that bitch so you can get the phone calls and text message that they get.
I know this guy's just fooling about, but, hold on one second.
Nigga, is you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy? What the fuck is you thinking, man?
You need that so you can log in with the code. But before you do that, make sure that you don't do this wrong. Now let me find out that your dumbass tried to log in through the phone. You gotta change the location into their home. For that, you're gonna need an RDP server. It should come with their IP, you gotta plug it in the server. This might be a little hard, but it's hard being a worker. The bank will get their money back, so ain't nobody hurting.
Oh, you're still there. Oh, look, even though the bank gets their money back, it's still wire fraud, and you're still going to get in trouble. So, once again, do not do this.
Need a runner you can wire all the money to. Make sure you break them off a good amount. They gon' want money too. You might need them for another play. Let them run in for you. Some banks be asking hella questions, so it's hard to do. Okay.
The fact you engage with another person to commit wire fraud means now it's a conspiracy, which is a separate federal crime. Once again, I don't recommend you do this.
SIM swap got a runner in a bank. Now it's time for you to wipe down all the money that they made. Go and
Wiping down the money can also be seen as laundering it, and if you weren't aware, money laundering is another federal crime. In fact, you can face up to 20 years in federal prison for doing money laundering. So once again, I don't recommend you do this.
Ham's gonna burn it up. Have the runner go inside. Tell him withdraw all the pay. If it's a big play, have somebody wait outside the bank. Because they might try to run off, but we don't play about our pay. Imagine doing all that work and someone ran off with your play.
Yes, so then you need another person to watch the back of the runner going into the bank, because I'm not going to lie, if I went to all this trouble to engage in wire fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering, well, yeah, I might get a little upset if you run away too. Now, obviously, this is a music video. And do I really think you should do any of this? No, I still think all of this is illegal. You shouldn't do any of it. Now, will it work? From what I understand, yes, this is kind of like the explain to me like I'm 5 version of how you do this. Now, some of you might say, well, isn't this illegal to do? Well, it's not. He's merely telling you how to commit a crime. He's not inciting imminent lawless action, which is the current test under Brandenburg v. Ohio, which is Supreme Court case precedent. So it's one thing to say how to build an Uzi or how to build a bomb. But it's another thing to say, hey, you should go do something with that. Specifically X, Y, and Z. So no, this isn't a crime. Now, with that being said, apparently it's getting taken down everywhere it goes, and I happen to snatch one of these up before YouTube killed it. So they have the right to do that because they believe this is promoting criminal activity. But there is no crime actually being committed here. So it's okay to watch it. It's okay to laugh at it. But I wouldn't recommend trying to do color by the numbers. So that's it for today, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, or questions below. Are you going to try to commit wire fraud? Or do you realize there's probably a little bit more to this? Or are you just scared of going to prison? Let me know below. And remember, until next time, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Unless you try to do this stuff, and I really mean it. Do not do this stuff.